Leadership development programs are one of those things that are very popular for college students, but a lot of students don't know what they are. And companies see them as being a very important part of bringing in new talent to organizations to help grow and develop them and to take over leadership roles within the organization somewhere down the road. So what we did today is that for this particular session we approached some of our major employers, and we have some wonderful leadership programs to come in and kind of give you a broad-based idea of what they're all about.
My name is Samantha Tui. I've been at John Hancock for about 6 years now. I work in recruitment, and I handle all the investment recruitment needs, and I'm here to speak about the Investment Division Rotational Program. I'm here with my colleague Connie, who's speaking about two of the other programs.
Connie?
So my name's Connie Brown. Hi. I manage the recruitment function for IT and oversee the recruitment for our Business Analysis Development Program. In addition, I'm going to be speaking to the Actuarial Development Program today.
My name is Jenna Tonkovich. I manage the Commercial Market Recruiting Group at Liberty Mutual Insurance. I can talk here about the claims training program that we have, the underwriting training program, as well as any of the other training programs across the entire company. I'm here with David, and he is a participant in the claims training program. He's been with us for about 6 months. Both David and I are NU alum, so we can definitely talk a little bit more about that, and we'll also be here after to answer any questions that you have.
Okay, as Jenna said, my name is Dave Chang, and I'm an NU alum, and I've been with this company for about 6 months, 6 to 7 months. So I'm relatively new to this company, and I'm currently a claims case manager and work in the commercial lines.
I'm Carolyn Azofsky. I work for EMC. I'm in the HR Leadership Development Program, but I also recruited for the Finance Training Program, so I know that pretty in depth as well. We have about 8 different training programs at EMC. As I said, I'm in the HRLDP, and I currently support field sales, the New York, New Jersey division in our global accounts from an HR perspective. And I've been with EMC for almost 2 years now. There's a lot of different aspects to it. So the leadership development, obviously, they're trying to build the next generation of leaders within the company. I would say from a regular college hire versus someone in the program, you get a lot more visibility to the executive leadership team, especially at EMC. So I've worked on projects where I'm working with some VPs and senior director level people who have like 30 years plus experience. They kind of throw you in and kind of, it's a sink or swim situation, but it's it gives you a lot of exposure to those type of projects. There's a lot of high-level presentations that you get involved in. And you also get the rotational aspect. Within the HRLDP, we do 9-month rotations. So within 18 months, I've had 2 different jobs. I've networked with 2 different groups of people. And you also get that coaching and developing from you. We have program managers, from your program manager to help you kind of choose where you want to go. And she helps guide me with what's a good fit for me at EMC.
A lot of our development programs, LDPs, we call them development programs, have specific structured training. So we have full-on training classes. So some of our different development programs have different rotations that you go on. Some have 6-month development programs. Some have intensive 2-week development programs, and then mentoring and kind of on-the-job training. So all of our leadership programs have some kind of structured training, so you're not kind of thrown in on the desk. You also, most of our leadership development programs have mentors, so you learn a little bit about not only what you're doing in your job, but where you could potentially go in the future.
I think for us, similar to what you both said, just kind of echoing that, the educational piece, exposure to senior leadership are definitely aspects about why we have a rotational program. They're really designed for people who are passionate about a specific field. So for us, it's the actuary, investments, or business analysis area, but they might not necessarily know per se now what they want to do eventually. So what it does is it really builds that core foundation of skills that could potentially make someone into a senior leader in our organization. And in fact, those are the attributes that our executives have. Some of those experiences that you would have that typically in a normal role you might not have exposure to is you're amongst anywhere from 5 to 10 peers that are starting out at the same point in their career as you are. So you have not only your mentor support and the hiring manager support, but the support of your peers. You do have training and development exposure. And beyond that, just, outside of getting certifications, which are something that each of our rotational programs support, you also have the opportunity to hone your skills that you might not necessarily have in a traditional role. Lastly, I think the great thing about the rotations is just that you really develop relationships across the organization. So you're getting to gain exposure in different areas of the business. And that's something that, at John Hancock, people tend to stay employed there for a long time. We have people that have been there for 30 or 40 years even, and sometimes they don't even get that same exposure. So in a short period of 2 to 3 years, you're getting a more well-rounded background than some people that have been in the organization for a 10-year period.
Leadership roles in different extracurricular activities and kind of what that looked like. When you mentioned co-ops, definitely someone who has really taken initiative to potentially solve a problem. So not just someone who goes and does the work, but actually sees it, suggests process improvements, and can really articulate that in an interview. So definitely different types of behavioral questions that we ask to kind of get to that, to see if that's someone that we want to hire. And definitely someone who's, I think, kind of beyond the leadership piece, done their research and not just looking for any type of job. Someone who's really, really focused on what they want. And it's okay if you don't know what you want, because I didn't when I graduated Northeastern, but has done research on the actual job that you're looking at.
People who take initiative, people who naturally fall into the leadership role. I recruited, my second rotation in the HR LDP was recruiting for the finance training program. So I did do a lot of phone screens with college seniors who are looking to get into the program. Again, doing your research on the company and the program is huge. Knowing that information, really showing your passion, a lot of times that goes a long way in an interview, because like you said, we don't, the whole point of the leadership development program, you have a strong interest in a specific fields like HR or finance or marketing. You want to explore different career paths there, but your passion to kind of be, to explore that field and find out what your best fit is in that function is really the point of the program. So passion goes a long way in an interview process. I have seen it come down to that when deciding between two candidates. Just their drive and passion is really what determines who gets in the program.
I think specifically though for actuary, it is a unique program, and that there are set requirements that they look for. The co-op being one of them, preferably at John Hancock. We have 14 each cycle per year. Definitely you have to have passed one exam prior to the recruitment process in the fall. So something to think about if that's an area that you're interested in. That would be a goal to set for yourself before the fall recruitment process. And then outside of that, in the mathematics area, having experience in Excel or Access programming is definitely a plus as well. The business analysis development program, that is similar to what Jen and Caroline had talked about, in that we look for those core skills of communication, problem solving, leadership, someone who has a strong analytical mind. So not just being able to solve a problem, as Jenna had said, but really being able to look at it, understand the objective and the big picture. And I think one of the things that rang true for that program, because interpersonal skills are so strong, is if you have been part of a club or been on an internship or co-op, truly being able to articulate what you've done. The candidates that really stood out were ones that could talk about their background, talk about what they learned, and not just what they learned, but maybe challenges that they overcame, or where they kind of had a misstep or lesson learned. Specifically for our BADP program, we do look for internships in either the IT, business analysis, or project management area. We definitely stood out that folks that had activities in clubs. I know within Northeastern there are definitely IT groups, so becoming a member, getting involved in your community, and getting involved in any leadership opportunities that you can definitely make for a well-rounded candidate.
I think sometimes we think about leadership and we think about very much the tangibles, like VP of a club or whatever the case is. there's so many other forms of leadership, and so, you know, when you're putting your resume together in your cover letter, think about that. I mean, when we look at a resume and we see someone who's an RA or, you know, a teaching assistant or a tutor, there are tremendous leadership qualities in those types of roles. So, you know, that to us really represents leadership as well, and you'll want to articulate how you were a strong leader, you know, when you put your cover letter together. For the investment division rotational program, you know, we definitely we have every applicant put together their resume, their transcript, and a cover letter, and we read word for word everybody's cover letter. So it's really your opportunity to market and sell yourself and really demonstrate your passion for potentially joining the group. And we read it, and one of the reasons we read it is because we are vetting your written communication skills. But again, we want to get a sense of who you are and why you're interested in the position. You know, apart from that, you know, it's a very competitive program. You know, what we look for are people who are, you know, I think you keep hearing the word passionate about investments and finance and so forth. So, you know, that's typically demonstrated in a few ways. You know, you might have your own personal portfolio. You might be part of the investments or finance club in your school. You know, you might have done an internship, you know, or things like that.